I'm sitting on the couch with my wife watching a movie. We're enjoying some red wine after a strenuous day of hiking with our dog Bingo. And it's pretty good wine, so I think to myself, this would go well with some dark chocolate. So I get up, I go to the kitchen, I get the dark chocolate, I come back, sit on the couch, divvy it up, and I'm too distracted by this dark chocolate. I can't wait to sink my teeth into it. So, not paying attention, I cross my leg, kick my glass of wine, and this red wine falls onto the carpet. Now, there are times in my life when this would have made me go crazy. I would have been irate. I would have been super upset with myself. What if I never got up to get that chocolate? Why did I have to get the chocolate? Why am I so stupid? Why this? Why that? And I would have been furious. But none of that changes the fact that right now I have a situation that needs my attention. Getting angry, upset, sad, filling my head with regrets, that's not going to solve this problem of wine seeping into my white carpet. So I rush to grab some paper towels to soak up the wine that hasn't soaked into the carpet yet. My wife goes to the cleaning closet. She grabs some carpet cleaner and some towels and some fans. And we get to work and we clean up the mess. Right? After we've done this, then we got a chance to sit back and figure out what I did wrong. What was my role in this? We talked about whether or not we should get a higher powered carpet cleaner for times when this might happen again. We talked about trying to be more intentional and more mindful of where we're putting our wine glass when we're getting up and sitting down. We talked about being more careful when we have full wine glasses. So there were things that we could do going forward. Now, we weren't happy that I spilled wine all over the floor, but we didn't let negative emotion overcome us either. We dealt with the problem that faced us at that moment. And we saved the carpet in the process. But sadly, we did not save that wine. So this is true with all of our decisions, financial or otherwise. Right? We can't change the past. Find out more right after this. Hey, it's Derek. I'm a financial therapist coming to you with another Money Health presentation where we're going to talk about how you can't change the past and what you can do about that idea and how you can apply, some of these techniques going forward. All right. So, there's things that you can change. And if you've listened to any of these talks before, if you've read any of my articles, you know that I'm a proponent of focusing on the intersection of things that are in your control and things that matter. Well, in that control piece are things that you can change. You can't change the past. The past is quite literally outside of your control. But that's okay because we can accept that. So most of us have this expectation that we should get up and we should have a perfect day. We should have a perfect week. We should have a perfect life. And in fact, this is, in my opinion, a big source of a lot of human suffering. So we have our expectations up here, as high as it can go, all the way up. I don't want any bad things to happen to me. But bad things are going to happen, which means anything that happens is going to be below your expectation. So if we can change our expectation that we know bad things are going to happen, well, now you get to understand and be prepared for these challenges because they're going to happen. Think about a story or a movie or a book where nobody had anything go wrong. Everybody was happy all the time and nothing happened. It's boring. That's how life would be without challenges. Now, you already know that satisfaction and challenge are linked because you've got a go-to story. Everybody has their favorite story that they tell. And if you're like most people, that proudest story is something that you've overcome. You overcome some adversity, big or small. You overcame it. Something bad happened to you. That's, in fact, every story that's ever written. The hero overcame something. This wasn't supposed to happen. I wasn't supposed to get that promotion, but I did. You had these challenges. It was a really hard interview, and I got it. Or whatever it is for you. So now that you've linked satisfaction and challenge by looking in the past, you can ask yourself what you're willing to put up with in the future because you know that challenges are going to happen. It's guaranteed. And you get to change your mindset around, or I guess frame. You get to reframe what happens to you, right? See, spill wine in your carpet. In the past, I would have gotten to narrate all kinds of words that wouldn't be appropriate for most people to hear. Would have come out of my mouth. Why is this happening to me? This sucks. I'm an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. But if we can kind of frame that, remember, adversity comes to satisfaction and growth. So if we can know that ahead of time, we can say, how can this improve my future? What can I do? What lesson can I get out of this? What will this role will this play in my future? How will it improve me? Right, so there's no wins and losses. Stop thinking in terms of wins and losses and start thinking in terms of wins and lessons. Right? What can you learn out of that bad event? Think about any successful person you know. It's unlikely that person went to overnight success. That person probably failed their way to success, and with each of those failures, learned something new. That's important. We learn more from failures than we do from successes, whatever failure means. And in fact, there's a time where you probably won't even call them failures anymore. So sometimes something just happens to happen to us. There's that unexpected expense that springs up, or we lose our job, or our hours get cut. Something happens, or a glass of wine falls on the floor. We need to solve that problem. There's something that needs our attention. And if we're feeling anger, if we're furious, if we're crying, if we're super sad, we've got regret, we've got remorse, we're not going to make the best decision. We need to reframe that as, here's this interesting problem that I need to solve. And that'll help us make better decisions. Now, sometimes we feel this bad stuff around our deep past. There could be guilt, there could be some shame, there could be some remorse and regret. But we can't wish for a better past. Sooner or later, you got to give up hope for a better past because you can't change it. There's no benefit to wishing for a better past. There's no benefit to dwelling on what has been or what could be or what never was. There's no benefit to that. There is a lot of benefit in understanding your past, understanding the events and how they shaped you, no matter how good or bad. No matter how good or bad those had an impact on you. Understanding that has a lot of benefit. Wishing and hoping that it was better, no benefit. So remember, keep your focus on that intersection of things that matter and things you can control. Right? If this problem sprung up on you, are you able to let it go if it was outside of your control? If it is in your control, are you calm enough to ask yourself what you can do? Is this something that doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things? Right? Server brought me the wrong food. That doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So keep your focus right there on the intersection of things that matter and things you can control, and that's good money health.